Hey, Toby, how are you? Good morning. Michael, how are you this morning? Everybody else, welcome aboard. We've got guests coming in. We got to have current subscribers coming in. I did post to Michael and Toby our welcome message. Take a read. Let us know how we can help you. Let us know if you're new or experienced. That will be a good start. Put up an S&P 500 E-mini chart. We're getting all set up in the background. Hey, NA, welcome aboard. NA, I'm going to send you out our introductory/welcome message. It's going to be in chat form. Take a read. Let us know if you are a new or experienced trader so we can start off on the right foot here. Toby the same, Michael the same. Oh, that's great. Now, do you have a trading platform? We can help you get set up with a trading platform if you don't have. Oh, that's great. So put up an S&P 500 E-mini chart. When Saul pops in, he's going to swap out these charts. Then look at his charts pretty closely. He's got 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. When he pops in pretty close to the cash open here in about 13 minutes or so, he's also going to give out key levels for this morning's trade. So be prepared to write those levels down and listen pretty closely for the first couple minutes as he explains what he's doing when it comes to setting himself up for this morning session and how you can do the same. We work the morning session until 11. We're looking to do 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. We're looking to pick up 2 points on each trade, 2 points plus, excuse me, on each trade. We're defending generally at 2 points.
Tell you what, they sure are making it tough this morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning. Antonio, welcome. Hey, Antonio, I'm going to send you out our introductory message. Take a read. Let us know if you're new or experienced. It's important for us to know so we can help get you set up or best way to handle our conversation. Antonio, that's out to you now. Check the chat area or your chat area in Zoom. So NA, you have one. Michael, you have one. And Antonio, you have one, which is our welcome message. Our direct Zoom link to come into Zoom Direct is Zoom, tradealong.com, Zoom, tradealong.com. We are working the morning session, focused on the S&P 500 E-mini. Put up an S&P 500 E-mini chart. We're gonna pick up 2 points plus in each trade. Saul is your trade long coach. He's actively scalping. He is a 25-year veteran of the trading pits in Chicago. He's available to teach you on a private level if you so choose. This is really an opportunity for you to do better in your trading, to develop consistent profitability. Hey, KG, good morning. We have guests coming in. We have current subscribers. If you need a trading platform, we can help you get set up. If you need trading capital as a subscriber to the service, we can point you in the right direction, help you get set up. Don't hesitate to ask. If you're coming in from the outside, join us live in Zoom. Zoom tradealong.com, Zoom tradealong.com.
Okay, we are good to go. Now it just has to do something.
Anupam, good morning. Yeah, that's a good question. We had a question about trading somebody else's capital. Well, they set it up so that you have an opportunity to earn a funded trading account. In other words, you have to have a trading methodology, put that trading methodology to use, practice trade until you can showcase your ability to trade with consistent profitability. And they'll let you trade their capital. Hey, Anupam. Hey, Philip, good morning. Hey, JP, welcome. Welcome to Trade Action Coaching, focused on the S&P 500 E-mini. We're looking to do 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. We're looking to pick up 2 points plus on each trade. We generally defend at 2 points, but your trade along coach will go through that. When he pops in, he's going to swap out the charts. He's going to take over the session. He's going to give out this morning's coaching levels. These are key areas he expects the market to make change. Going to be a pivot and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot. Don't be confused by standardized stuff. Saul's levels are levels that he has learned to develop, put together over his 25 years of service, or trading experience, I should say. JP, I'm going to send you out our introductory message. And then I'll also post in, for those that want to stick around, come back, be part of this, I'll post a 50% off opportunity for you. So JP, I'm going to send this out to you directly. I don't think I missed anybody, but let me go through the list. Maureen, good morning. Hey, Pat, how are you? Thomas, I'm going to send it out to you. It's a brief description of what we do here. Hey, Ash, how are you? KG, Pat. I think you're subscribed. You got to help me out. I know I've reached out to you before. Let me know back in chat so I can help you out here. All right, so I'm going to post the opportunity to sign up, subscribe. The message starts out with honor your trade along coach. The term is don't be a piker. You don't want to end up with bad karma. The S&P 500 E-mini is a very liquid and easy instrument to trade, both on the upside and the downside. It is an index future. One price moves up and down. It is a derivative of the basket of 500 stocks. Here comes your trade along coach. Make sure you give him a big shout out when he pops in. He's going to swap out his charts. He's going to take over the mic. We're going to go through the session together. For those coming in from the outside, Zoom tradealong.com, zoomtradealong.com. Tell your friends.
All right, good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me all right? Let's give you our levels here for this morning that we're going to be focusing on. Our pivot this morning is 52, 51, 52, 51. Upside resistance at 62, 73, 82, 89, 96. Support below at 44, 34, 25, 16, and 09. Pivot 51, support 44, 34, 25, 16, and 09. Upside at 62, 73, 82, 89, and 96. All right, welcome some of the new folks that are here. We're trading mini S&Ps. We're looking for opportunities to scalp the market based on the levels we just gave out, in addition to any price action opportunities that might occur. A combination of both of those gives us our setups. As you can see here, we got a little bit of push to the downside here. As this morning we had, I don't know why we pushed here to the Europe, probably opened up. There were no numbers coming out this morning, but we do have factory orders coming out. The JOLTS report coming out here at 9 o'clock. JOLTS is a job openings and labor turnover survey, which again, sometimes the Fed looks at that. So we'll see what that's going to bring. But obviously a little push here to the downside gives us, maybe we'll get some opportunity here. Never know how these markets play themselves out. Obviously, you can see here the rotation to the downside early this morning is very slow, indicative of what happens overnight. Don't get too many ebbs and flows, just a one-way trade. And we try to, for us, because we're scalping and we're trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows, when we have a one-way trade, it becomes very difficult for us to trade. So, but that's mainly due to lack of volatility and volume that's traded overnight. So hopefully when we start this morning, and we'll get some opportunities and we'll get some ebbs and flows. All right. We're just kind of hanging here on these lows, and a support level on the downside is down at the 44 area. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions. And we'll have the levels in the chat up here in a couple minutes here. And we'll put them up here for you to kind of use those. We can use those levels all day long. We can tweak those a little bit. We can adjust those. All depends on how the price action plays itself out. All right. There are the levels in the chat for us. And our first support level there is at the 44. So now we're looking to take 2 to 3 points on our trades with, depending on how each individual manages them. Everybody here trades a little bit differently. Not everybody here trades the same amount of contracts. You have to, keep that in mind, that everybody here has their own risk tolerance. So how you get into these trades, whether you're scaling in around that level or you are scaling out of them, and that determines how much you can get into, how much you can take out of a trade. Also, how you can get into it, because if you're trading one lot and we get down to 44 and change, and then rotate off of that, then obviously you didn't get filled, but then you have to adjust. Then you have to make a determination on whether you're going to keep that 44 trade in there, because we got down to 44 and change and rotated off. So again, it's a matter of understanding the price action, and then working around the price action once the market the price action tells us what to do next. All right, so we've drifted here a little bit down to this 48 and change, 49 area. Our next support level is down at 44. A little pressure here. Again, I haven't really found out why. Yeah, that's I can understand that. DL totally doable. Again, but when obviously if you were able to, again, it was easier to stay short this morning because of you didn't get any bounces back and forth, right? So if you did jump in there and stay short and had a reason to get short, remember we all have reasons to get short. We need to have reasons to get short. Now you had a reason there, and as long as you played your, you had to stop in there as well. And at some point you say, okay, I'm either going to rotate the stop down. Look, you had a reason to trade, to put the trade on to the downside, and as long as you didn't get any, the volatility to stop you out of the trade, the trade went well. So nothing wrong with that. Again, trying to figure out why they kind of broke it down here. I don't know. We'll get a reason. Anyway, we do have a number coming out here. Factory orders and JOLTS report, and then we do have a slew of Fed speaks that happen at 9 o'clock. There's a Fed speak at 9:15 as the market continues to downtick. Then there's another Fed speak at 11, two Fed speaks at 11, and then another one at 12:30. So the Fed governors are going to be yakking away here as we continue to downtick here a little bit. The support level here is the 45 area, 6 area. Sorry, I'm sorry, 44. See here, we're gonna figure out why this market is breaking down here a little bit. Continues to downtick, looking at the 44 area. Of course, it got down to 45 and a quarter. It's kind of annoying. Very annoying. All right, well, like I said, I like to get in there. Well, it's on the same bar, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, I would have liked to hit it that last rotation down there. I like to get in a point above and below, so get down to 45 and a quarter here. Test it again. Maybe we'll get it. We're on the same bar, so if we close this bar here on the 5-minute bar, then the 45 is a lot riskier. Maybe adjust down to 44, 43, depending on how risk averse you are. All right, well, bar closed, so 45 is a little dangerous. So keep that in mind. Now we come down here to 44, which makes sense. Let's see what it wants to do. Again, you could have kept the 43 as well, and then we'll see what happens. Make sure you keep your stop in place. I don't know. I can't figure out why. And the market is under a little bit of pressure this morning, but it is. And again, traded a little bit differently. Take into account the added volatility. And make sure you keep your stops in place. Working this 44 area here a little bit. If you got filled there at 43, lighten the load a little, especially since we are at the market is under a little bit of pressure. Again, just because we have a level doesn't mean you have to trade them. You can look at the price action to help you, make those adjustments to the price to those areas, those levels that we're focused in on. Sometimes we're going to miss it by just a little bit, and the stuff's going to happen, and they have to make those adjustments accordingly. and work in this 44 area again. Suggested, lightening up the load there, scratching a couple contracts there if you have multiple contracts, and then trying to see if we can get one to get going for us. Again, it's just a matter of managing risk and looking at the price action. Sometimes you have to make those adjustments according to what the market is telling us. Let's try it. It's trying.
Needs to
Still
try
have-
harder.
What's that?
It needs to try harder, faster.
Yeah, well, I can't figure out why the market broke here. There's no news really in mind.
We got a 15 VIX.
Yeah, with the market going down. That's for sure. Now we're just kind of hanging here. Again, market is trying to give us a little bit of rotation here against this 44 area. Yeah, and up here to 46, just trying. Again, like I said, make those adjustments accordingly, especially when we missed the 45. Definitely could have made those adjustments down to 44 and 43. And then then when we got back up here, trying to lighten the load a little bit, or just kind of try to get a push up here. Definitely got 2 points off of the 43. And again, there was a reason for that adjustment because we talked about it when it was happening. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions. Bonds having a little bit of trouble also, obviously. Bond market not down to a 117 handle. We were solidly in 119 for a while there. Yield is up to 435 and plus. So it's not going to bring it at the moment. Again, just make sure, if you're going to have that, you're looking for that runner, just keep your stop in place, take some profits, and then see if we can get to, complete 3 or 4 points here. But do not just make sure you take some profits along the way or lighten the load. Either way, we're just working this 44 here a little bit. Obviously, we would have liked to see a cleaner bounce, but hey, we're not finding that at the moment. So just take what the market gives you and look for the next opportunity. Right now, I would say there's a little resistance. Our 62 is still there. Right around 55, maybe. Next level on the downside we're looking at is 34. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging here on these lows. We do have a couple numbers here at the top of the hour, in addition to a couple Fed speaks going on off at the same time. And the list of Fed speaks this morning are one at 9, another one at 11, and a couple of two at 11 and one at 12:30. So these guys will be talking away here. Could obviously influence the market if they say something that could affect interest rates, which is what the market's looking at. And we'll see what, obviously the bond market, like I said, they were in a 119 handle a couple days ago, and they've drifted all the way down here to 117 handle. So they are definitely under a little bit of pressure. And again, markets here on these lows. Next level on the downside we're looking at is down at the 34 area. All right, well, we're just kind of hanging here on these lows. Like I said, we have some numbers coming out. We have some Fed speaks. And the Fed speaks are going to be kind of all day long this year. So All right, continue to downtick. We're looking at the 34 area next. Okay. Drifted all the way down to 38 there. Now we're getting those rotations that when these down markets do create some volatility here. Okay, we're going to be focused on the 34 area. All right, it popped it all the way back up here. A little resistance, like I said, around the 55 area, at least for the time being. That could change. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions. We're also have to wait for the market to give us opportunities to trade. We've got areas that we gave out this morning. If we can repeat the levels in the chat, those are areas we're going to be focused in on. There they are for us. All right, well, we got it all the way, the market all the way up here to that 43, 45 area the market was hovering on when we were trying to stay long there against our 44. And hopefully maybe it took some, um, lightened the load, took some profits against that area that we were working. And then they flushed it down to, I got down to 38 and change there and then popped it back up here. Now we're just kind of hanging, see where we want to go. We're not trying to, hello there, good morning. We're not trying to figure out direction here. All we're trying to do is take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market. We're actually trying to scalp the market. Obviously, if you had a feel or wanted the market to go down, that's obviously, something that you want to do. But we do have levels that we are going to be focused in on, and we'll repeat the levels again in the chat for us. There they are. We already played off of our 44 area here a little bit, and now we're looking at the next level on the downside. We'll be down at the 34 area.
Are you showing any news coming out at 9?
Yeah, we do have a couple numbers coming out here. We have factory orders and the JOLTS report to jobs, opening labor turnover survey. So that's both of those coming out here at 9 o'clock. See if that gives us any. I'll tell you. And then we, like I said, we also have a lot of Fed speaks, 9, 10, 11, 2 at 11, and another one at 12:30. So a lot of Fed speakers and a couple numbers here. We'll see what it does. Downside support would be down at the 34, our next support level, and then if you're aggressive there, 55 area would be our little resistance on the upside. You can tell that ladder ticket is kind of, the dome is lightening up loads. There's no 100 lots up and down the dome anymore as we're getting closer to the top of the hour. You can always tell that there's something going on when they start the bids and the offers disappear from the dome. And you can see very, there's numbers are out. All right, they weren't completely out of whack. A little bit, well, okay, take it back. A little bit of pressure here all of a sudden. We have 34 on the downside. And just chopping around here a little bit. So Jolts is right in line. Right. Just basically not really doing anything, just kind of a little back and forth here. Kind of going nowhere fast.
It'll be interesting to see if they see that 52.80 again today.
We'll see. All right, now they're popping it back up here.
Go, baby, go. I'll tell you what, yesterday was brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. During the day, it just slows down a lot. Nothing going on. All right, there's the market now pushing itself up here. We've got a little resistance around the 55 area for those of you who are a little aggressive. All right, a little 55 areas upside. Again, chopping around here a little bit. Bonds liking it. I guess they were happy that it wasn't terrible. I will continue the uptick looking at the 55 area. All right, coming back down. We got up to 51 and change there, 50 and change. We were wanting 55. We had some area, a little area there. Didn't get up there. Going back in here to this range. I guess the pivot did work. That's right. Got right up to that pivot area there and rotated off. Again, we had the 55 was our blue band. That was a little bit, you would have to take both the 55 and the pivot. If you did the pivot, you had to do the 55 as well. So there was some added, risk involved there. All right. Got right up to that pivot area there, came off. Again, pivot players always rotate to take the pivot there off of higher or low. And again, we were taking the 55 as a little bit safer opportunity. All right, there. Nice, good trade there, Philip. Again, we have a lot of Fed speaks, 11 and 12:30. Now we're coming back down here. We will rotate it all the way back down to the lows here against this our pivot area there. If some of you wanted to take that trade. All right, now we're coming down here. We have our next support area here at the 34 area. Got right down there to 35. A little bit of a bounce up here. All right. I think you should have got filled down there at 35. Got a nice little quick 2 points out of the trade. Again, we're scaling in around the area there. So getting a nice little quick bounce here. All right. Again, got up there to 38. Again, we scale in around it. So our first entry point, well, I scale in a point above and below. So we should have been able to, I got that 35 there. A nice little push back up here. Obviously, if you have 34, a little riskier. If you're going to do anything, maybe stick with the 33. Again, adjusting a little for the price action, especially we're still on the same bar. So that's the only reason that you could keep it on and maybe trade it a little bit smaller if you're trading multiple contracts. Obviously, you have to make adjustments to the price action. This is one situation where that is the case. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We are trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market using the levels we gave out this morning, and we'll repeat the levels again in the chat. And there they are. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Those are levels we used as a guide to the day. You can see that our second support level there with the 34 area. And again, it's not going to be perfect. So we always talk about scaling it around that area. And the way you scale, it depends on your risk tolerance. Some of you are only trading one lot, which is fine. You're not going to be able to scale, obviously. So you have to make adjustments here to this 34 area based on the fact that we did have a nice little rotation against the first entry point. If you're going to keep it, maybe adjust down to 33 and see where the market takes you. But if you're more risk averse, you're probably not going to take the level at all and wait for our next level on the downside, which is down to 25. Right now, resistance would be at our pivot. All right. And just hanging down here. And we'll see where it wants to go. Again, nice rotation there against our 34 area. And again, we call these levels areas for a reason. We're not going to be perfect.
Did you print 40 on that last bar? Or 39.75? The high.
75.
Okay.
Actually, no, I got a 40.
Did you get a 40?
Yeah.
I didn't get a fill, so.
Yeah, Lux the T. All right, 75. So you don't feel bad.
Okay, good. Still missed it by a tick.
Never, yeah, never got up there. Well, is that better than hitting 40 and not getting filled? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. All right, we're just kind of hovering on these lows again. There's absolutely no news as to why this is happening. Not any big news. Maybe just unemployment. Maybe they got a leak on it or something. They're not liking what's going to happen. I don't know. It's a big break here.
Trump stock taking another hit today.
What's that?
Is Trump's stock taking
Oh.
another hit
I
today?
don't know. Let's try to find out here.
They were saying he lost what, $2 billion yesterday.
It's all paper. You
Yeah.
can't really sell the stock for 6 months anyway.
Oh,
I mean, you can't. If you're on an initial public offering, if you own a stock, you can't sell it for 6 months once it.
well, isn't this normal for these IPOs to jump up and come back right back down?
Yeah. I mean, when IPOs are hot, that's what happens. You get it's kind of flat. It's not really doing anything today. Well, IPOs are hot, and that's why some of these companies
right.
wait for the market to. You got filled. Good.
I got filled.
Some of these markets wait for the IPO market to get hot, where there's interest and people are buying IPOs. Because then, when the market was in the doldrums, nobody wanted to do an IPO because there was no interest in it. People don't want to buy IPOs, so they go in streaks, and they always wait for the market to get hot again, and especially in the IPO market. All right, well, got up there. A little resistance will be around our pivot. All right, upticking here a little resistance around our pivot area. All right, we're just kind of upticking a touch again, a little choppy, which is good. Choppy means opportunity here, so nothing. All right, you can see here hitting some stops here. People were short, getting out. Little resistance around the 50 pivot there. All right, market here popped back up here a little bit, and now again, a little resistance around the 51, our pivot area. Going back off here again, nice little volatility here this morning. We had our support level there at 34, which we're bouncing off of. If you were trying to stay long there against that, against our area, this is where we talk about keeping that runner, and now you're able to get a little bit more than 2 or 3 points on your trade here, given the fact that the market's rotating here off of that area there. So we did stay long there against our 35. I'm sorry, 34 area. You done well. Again, it's a matter of managing trades, and everybody here manages trades a little bit differently. Obviously, you need to trade multiple contracts to be able to do that. Take profits and then try to leave a runner on for a little bit more than 2 or 3 points that we're looking for. We tried to do that against the 44, but the market didn't give us that opportunity. And then now here we're down to 35. We were given that up. Obviously, we had 34, but like I said, we scale around it. If you were able to scale around it, keep that runner going, you had a nice little trade there. And now we're just kind of in that same range we were at most of the morning. Next level on the downside, obviously, if you had 34 and we didn't get filled, obviously, if we go back down there, it's very riskier, much more riskier. So I'd be looking at the 25 if you're more risk averse. All right, we just kind of hanging in this range. Next support level on the downside is down at the 25 area. Upside is our pivot there, and also the 55 area there. If we get above 57, you want to be out of any shorts, and we'll look for our upside resistance areas. All right, we're range bound here, and that range we've been at most of the morning. We had a little couple pushes to pivot, and then down to our second support area there at the 34 area. Got down to 35, and then just kind of just hovering back in here into this range. Um, Again, we have to be a little bit patient here and wait for our next opportunity. All right, definitely range bound and definitely kind of just hanging in this little range that the market created for itself. If you're a range player, you're doing okay with it. Not my cup of tea, but obviously that 40 area and up here at 45, I can just back and forth here. But again, it's not nothing that I like to do. But some of you do like to do that, so everybody here trades differently. There's not one right or wrong way of doing it.
You want it to go up, and here comes the blue band.
You know, just kind of hanging there for you.
It's kind of like, come on, see if you can get by me.
Yeah, testing it.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're just kind of hanging here.
You know, I can see this thing rotating all the way back down to the low 5100s.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, good, especially if these unemployment number Friday comes back. I still can't find the reason why this market went down this morning so much. I mean,
You don't think it's just from the news from Trump's deal yesterday, do you?
no, no, no. That's already factored into the market anyway. Yeah, I mean, again, it all comes down to interest rates, so that's the thing. Interest rates are the reason that this market is gonna make its move one way, one way or the other. And yeah, again, could be that the yield, well, definitely yields are up because we talked about them being at a 17 handle, but they've been trading between 19 and 15 for 19 handle and 15 handle for a while. So
When yields are up, interest rates are going down usually.
when yields are, you said the same.
When interest, yeah, when
bonds,
when bonds are yield is up, the interest rates are usually going down.
the prices of the bond market is going down, right?
Okay.
So we were at a 119 handle, which was putting us at a 420, and now we're 117, which went down. The yields went up to about 430, somewhere in that range.
So interest rates will only go up when the bond yields go down.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, no, when bond prices go down.
When bond prices go down. Okay.
Right. You got the prices and the yields are the same thing as interest rates.
Okay.
Prices, the bond price, what we have here, you can see yesterday they were at 119. Let's see if I can show you here. They were up here yesterday.
Yeah.
So today they opened up down here. And so consequently the yields are up because the bond prices are down.
Is it normal to see those gaps, or is that the
No,
bond?
that's because I there's no gap.
Okay.
That's because I can't get the bond to go 24/7 on my charts. It's only like once the market opens up at 7:20 and then closes at 2. I don't know why. We've talked about this. I can't
Yeah.
make that can't make that I don't want to mess with it.
I'll have to. I get time. I'll pull mine up if it still works.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
don't know. So yeah,
take
no,
a run and yeah.
I think we're trading. I think that this move here in the S&Ps overnight, you could probably see the same move in the bond market, except that I'm not showing it because it's only starting my bonds when the market opens up at 7:20.
Probably what it is your contract rollover, because
Yeah,
they've got several different versions, and you
oh,
just
that's
got to.
true. That's true. Yeah, maybe I'll check that out after later on. See what happens. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's true.
Just go back in there and change the.
Yeah, yeah. Good look. Good catch. All right, come down here to the bottom of this range. I don't know if it's going to hold or not, but I'm just saying it's definitely a range game, at least for the time being, if you are so inclined. We do have some Fed speaks at 11, a couple of them at 11, and another one at 12:30. If we're moving because of interest rates, and some of these guys say something that is negative or positive, could create some movement here in the S&Ps. At least that's what Squawk Box is saying. We'll see this on Friday, unemployment number. See if it confirms or doesn't confirm this little move here, especially in the yields on the bonds. Bonds definitely going down. It's a little bit of a recovery here, but they pushed to the downside this morning, not helping or putting at least some reason why this market's going down.
Afraid I'd never make a bond trader.
Well, I mean, again, if you need to understand, if you're trading futures, you don't need to worry about the prices or nothing or the yields. All you're doing is trading ebbs and flows, right? You don't care about what the yields are, and you can't relate those yields anyway. You can't make that figure out what the yield is based on the price, because we're not smart enough. We just are told at the end of the day. But I mean, understanding. I mean, if you're trading, if you need to buy like corporate bonds for investments or something, yeah, then I would say you shouldn't be doing it. But if you're just trading futures, this is like trading S&Ps. It's just a level in areas, except they don't trade. They used to trade a lot technically well. They don't trade technically well anymore. It's more one-way trade there in the S&P, in the bond market.
Neither do the S&Ps.
Yeah, more technically well than a lot better than, believe me, a lot better than the bond market does. The bond market used to be a great trade. I mean, it used to be fantastic. And then all of a sudden, 2007 came with the financial crisis, and then that was the end of the bond market.
Every now and then I'll see a currency chart, and I'm going, a blind hog could trade these.
Right.
Just kind of like,
That's another one. That's another market that's controlled by governments because of the currencies by each individual government. They can do whatever they want. They decide to devalue a dollar or increase the value of a dollar. They could do whatever they want.
but it seems like the technical levels are the patterns coming out of them. They fulfill themselves.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, look, as long as you can trade anything, as long as the market has ebbs and flows and trades well technically. We're trying to, at least we know the S&Ps. We have reasons why. Like I said, you can trade the range game here. You can trade the blue band here. It worked a couple times. You could trade the green band. You can trade their technicals. The price action here at least gives us opportunity, but it's tougher when bond market. Like I said, I don't trade currencies because I don't even look at them because they're also too. You like the wildness in those markets. I just don't like them so much.
Well, when I look, only thing I look at is a chart. I'm going, look at these trends. I mean, these ebbs and flows are just like, it turns, you take a position, turns, you take a position, and they go. They don't.
Right.
You get in and it takes you out. You get in and it takes you out, and finally you get in and you got a runner.
Right. Right. I mean, again, if you're playing for the runner, yeah. Everybody trades differently. But yeah, I mean, that's we're scalping. You could probably do the same thing there too. I don't know. Like I said, I don't look at them. But I used to trade the bonds. The bonds were good. They used to be a really great trade.
I trade the NASDAQ, except the numbers are too high.
Yeah, that NASDAQ or the what was it, the Dow? Trade the Dow.
Yeah, 39,000. No, who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
It's down 422 points this morning.
Yeah, I know. Well, it used to be that eight Dow points would equal a one S&P point. So if you
There used to be
multiply,
what 1.75 to 2 S&P. One S&P point was about 2 points in the NASDAQ.
okay, makes
Used
sense.
to be, not anymore.
No, not anymore. No, we don't have NASDAQ levels. No. So it used to be like 8 S&P points, 8 Dow points equal an S&P point. So if you we're down 54 S&P points, so if you multiply that by 8, you get 430. Would you say we're down 420?
422.
So that's roughly about correct. But then I've seen it where the Dow's S&Ps are down and the Dow's up. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense there either. But today, that 8-point example kind of fits into the mold. All right, we are definitely range bound here, 40 to 45 here for a bit. All right, I think if we get above our pivot there and then we get above 57, I definitely have a push to the upside there. It looks like if we get below the 30, well, we'll get below 35. We'll look for our downside support there at 25. We'll repeat the levels again for those of you who might have missed them. We're gonna put them up here in the chat.
Michael wants to know if you have the NQ levels too.
Nasdaq? No, I don't. I don't have the Nasdaq levels. All right, so we gave you those parameters, kind of focus in on, and kind of let the market kind of do its thing. We don't know, what. Obviously, there's some pressure here, but they're already down 54 or 55 points. So we'll see where it wants to go from here. But we do have our levels down on the downside there. We got 25, 16, 09. I'll give you a couple more here just in case. We got 5,200 and then 5,189 on the downside. If we continue to downtick here. So we got 25, 16, 09, 5,200, and then 89. If we get above 57, I think we push up to our upper resistance areas there, that you see on in the chat. And let's just be patient here and wait for an opportunity. Have a good reason to put on a trade. We're always talking about it, making sure you have reasons to trade. As long as you have a good reason to trade, then go with it, and then make sure you keep your stop in place from there. All right, get back here in a bit. Take care, Don. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, take care.
Okay, we had a couple of questions about trading the S&P 500 E-mini. For those that are interested, we've got a couple options based on the services that we provide. We have the ability for you to pick up a trading platform that you can trade off your own laptop or computer with real-time data, the ability to track your profit and loss, set up a S&P 500 E-mini chart. You can start out in simulation and develop a skill set. The skill set that we teach is a price action trading methodology. We start out the morning session in this service by setting key levels. I can give you a readout of what the levels were for this morning session. We work the market morning session for a reason. That's where we believe the best opportunity to pick up 2, 3, 4, 5 trades with a pick of 2 points plus on each trade. And then we're done for the day, and we go on to whatever our interest or lifestyle brings us. Today's pivot was 52.51, 52.51 in the S&P 500 E-mini. We call these coaching levels, which they are. Everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing to be taken as direct trading or investment advice. When you set yourself up with your own trading platform, you attest to your risk profile and the risks associated with trading and understanding of that. Trading is a great opportunity to be an independent contractor. You need to learn how to trade. You learn the discipline. You need to practice it. And one of the keys about these trading platforms, and we can hook you up and point you in the right direction. Just pop into Zoom directly. ZoomTradeAlong.com is the URL. ZoomTradeAlong.com is the URL. That'll drop you right in. Come in as a guest. We do expect you to join us. It's a guest to a subscriber service. It's nominal. Right now it's on for $250 a month. It's a 50% off deal. Trading is not only a discipline, but trading should be, well, I should put it this way. If you start getting good at trading, you can pick up a couple $100 a day. If you add contract size, you can pick up more. That's the point of the opportunity to trade. You know, the concept of being disciplined, focused, price action trading methodology is that you learn how to set the table for the morning session. You learn how to apply. You start out again in simulation so you're not using your risk capital. When you sign up to trade, you are signing up knowing and attesting to your ability to take on risk. We do have an offering from one of our affiliates where you can look to earn a funded trading account based on your developing skill set in trading. So when you pop in, certainly inquire about the opportunity to earn a funded trading account, and we can help you with that. So as part of our offerings, we've got the ability to direct you to where you can open up a trading account, set up your trading charts, set up an account where you can practice trade. We can teach you, work with you, teaching you a price action trading methodology. We set our coaching levels. So we set today as a pivot 52.51. You have resistance at 62, 73, 82, 89, and 96. That's on the resistance side. On the support side, we had 44, 34, 25, 16, 09, 52 even, and 89. Those become the areas that we work. From a price action trading point of view, the technique, the entries, exits, and stops, price action. Stops are very important in this game. We generally use a 2-point stop. It expands based on the action of price and what's happening in the marketplace vis-a-vis market movement, the ranges, momentum, and follow through, which is all taught by us and learned by you. This is a daily effort. This is a guest to subscription model. We work the market. You'll see a series of 3 charts in a separate chart window, 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. You can quickly pick up on the charts. You'll notice the 2 time frames because you can see it. We're working with real-time data. You can see it. We have very simply represented charts. That is one of the keys and techniques of our trade. We lay out the coaching levels. Again, everything we do is for educational purposes only, thus for taking as direct trading or investment advice. This is an opportunity for you to learn how to trade or trade better based on a price action trading methodology. Saul and Don are here during the trading days. They're actively scalping. Saul hails from the trading pits in Chicago. He's actively scalping, as is Don. They are looking to exact a profit against their commissions off the price movement of the S&P 500 index. The index moves up and down generally throughout the trading day. As that price changes, we look to put on trades in and around our pre-mapped out levels so you have a discipline and a roadmap. And then it's, where do you enter a trade? Price. How do you defend your trade, which is your stop? And where are you looking to get out based on the action of price and what the market is doing? Price action trading, been around for a long time. A lot of the keys around price action trading are your levels any good? So when I listed off this morning's levels, they were set right around the cash open at 9:30 Eastern time. Right now it's 11:11 a.m. It is April 2nd, 2024. Everything we do is for educational purposes only, nothing to take as trading or investment advice. When you set yourself up with your opportunity or your broker, that becomes your trading platform. That becomes your charting platform. You have your own order entry that you can set to real time or simulation. And then it becomes up to you. How do you handle your trading business? You become a entrepreneur set up to do your business. We are your educators or your individuals that help you bridge the gap from getting caught up and spun up into a lot of hooey, or being able to focus in on where the rubber meets the road at the price action level of the trade. We often encounter individuals that know a lot about trading, know a lot about trading jargon, are learning a lot about trading jargon. And ultimately, you've got to be able to put on a trade, take it off, and beat your commission, thus banking money into your account and either stopping trading because you banked your money, discipline, or move on to the next trade based on your skill set. And we here, based on this service, is set up to help you do that. Not everybody can be a good trader. Not everybody trader doesn't fit their personality or their abilities. And if that's the case, move on. Go do something else. If you really want to buckle down and focus, having a 25-year veteran trader of the trading pits teaching you his methodology, working with you on a daily basis in this service. This is a trade action trade along in the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract. Now we have links for you based on some of our affiliates. We do get compensated from those affiliates based on individuals that sign up with them. We have ones that have platforms. We have individuals that will set you up and help you start the process of learning how to trade somebody else's money or having the opportunity to pass their test in a live market environment, in a simulated market environment, leading to a live market environment, utilizing their capital. And that's a very interesting and opportunistic way to go, and we encourage that. We have individuals that are trading their own capital. We've got individuals that are looking to pass the requirements to trade somebody else's capital. And it really all centers around the ability to develop what we call consistent profitability. And we're set up here to help you do that. This is a guest to paid service. We encourage individuals to come in, kick the tires, and then sign up for our service. It's nominal when it comes to the opportunity. For those that are experienced traders coming in and getting Saul's coaching levels, you'll quickly find out that those coaching levels, well, you'll find out, Saul does not tout his ability. He lets individuals come in and witness and then write down his levels. If you so choose, load them into your software. If you know how, we can help you if you don't. And then you witness yourself the power of his levels vis-a-vis how the market is behaving, how the levels are behaving based on the ebb and flow of the data that comes into your trading platform that's on your computer. Individuals come into this service just to get Saul's levels, to receive them on a daily basis, and look to utilize those levels in their trade, and believe it gives them on an individual basis a trading advantage over other traders. Now, you'll quickly pick up, if you have a trading platform, or if you set yourself up with a trading platform, that there are a lot of various levels, time frames, crosses, all centered around the concept of price and the anticipated, and actually I shouldn't say it that way. It's our humble opinion that a lot of what happens based on trading platforms, in our humble opinion, is things that have already happened versus things that may happen. And the key, in our opinion, is that you want to get a glimpse of what may happen and react accordingly. That's why Saul sets his levels, a pivot, price, on top and bottom of that pivot, a series of prices, support and resistance. And he is anticipating ahead of time that the market will take action, make price change in and around those levels. And he looks to take advantage of that price change based on putting trades on and taking them off, whether it's a fade trade, short trade, or momentum long trade. Now, he's only looking to pick up 2 points plus on a trade, so he's very disciplined. He's defending generally at 2 points, and his entries, exits, and stops are done by price action, a price action trading methodology. So think about that for a second. We're really selling discipline, the opportunity to help you set up for a trading methodology and then help you work on the discipline as you execute that trading methodology. Help you have a, what would you call it? An individual to keep you honest about what you're doing and what you're trying to do. Help you frame the day, the morning session between 9:30 and 11, helping you identify areas where the market may make change and you can capitalize on that change. And then interacting with that person, in this case, a 25-year veteran plus trader of the trading pits, as an individual that you have as a trade along partner. I don't think it gets much better than that. There's a lot of stuff that happens out there elsewhere that I think you pick up pretty quickly that that you'd rather be here dealing with somebody like Saul than dealing with some of the people out there that are you make it uncomfortable to trade. There are a lot of places you can spend time. We ask you to let other people know. We have a couple URLs that we use. eMini tradealong.com is one. eMini tradealong.com is one. Zoom Trade Along is another. Zoom Trade Along is another. Trading Capital Funding is another. And then we can turn you on to one of our affiliates. It's nice because when you get turned on to one of our affiliates, you're getting the personal attention that you deserve. And then you work it out between them. You make sure you use our link so that whatever remuneration that we deserve gets fed back to us, which I think is it's important. I would also note that making sure you honor your trade along coach. That's one of the things that we post in the Zoom room is, for those people that are coming in, is that I just posted the special discount link. And if how should I put it? Karma is a very important thing in my opinion. So make sure you don't mess around with your karma by thinking you're getting something for free when actually you should be ponying up and honoring your trade along coach. And it's so nominal that, versus the potential outcome to you and or the outcome to you based on being a accomplished and disciplined trader as it relates to being part of the service is really something that it's priceless. So make sure you honor your trade along coach by following the link right to PayPal, subscribing, and then you're in control. You can cancel, you can keep it. If you are fortunate enough to get the discount that we're offering, that rolls over at the discounted price, so it doesn't reset to the full price. You can keep as long as you like, or you can cancel it. It's between you, trading gods, and PayPal. So that's what we do on a daily basis. That's the opportunity for you, when it comes to this service, when it comes to the opportunity to be an independent contractor and learn how to trade. I just put up a picture of the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago, as Saul stands on the floor. You can see him there in the tie and the grin on his face. That was a shot that was taken on the floor. The trading pits in Chicago. They've had some interesting times down there since COVID. I'm not sure what the hell they're doing. Saul is now in an undisclosed location, working the markets like he has done. He is utilizing a price action trading methodology. Again, that is teachable. It's funny if you look at or if you read the welcome message that we send out to everybody as you come in, it says, "Welcome to Trade Along Trading Academy's real-time price action trader coaching webinar," which is a webinar that we're doing daily in Zoom. That's the one, Zoom tradealong.com, Zoom tradealong.com. Trading days, 9 a.m. to 11 Eastern Time. New and experienced traders are welcome. Watch, listen, learn to trade better. Key trade action levels and zones, entry, exit, and stop techniques, trade setups, and scalping. Trading account available. It's a big one. Trading platforms available. It's another big one. One-on-one coaching with your trade along coach. And then we have a link that you can share with your friends, which is the e-mini tradealong.com or the Zoom tradealong.com. So if you're on social media, which I believe everybody is, and you are looking to if you're part of a community, put it out there, invite them in. It's a free guest pass. They drop in, they spend a couple days with us. We ask them to honor the their trade along coach or your host. If they sign up, great. If they don't, they can spend time elsewhere, and that's certainly up to them. You'll see a series of 3 charts in a separate chart window, 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. Review the charts. You can duplicate these charts. We can also teach you how to load the key levels and zones into your charts so that you are prepared. And again, start out in simulation only. Work the market in and around those levels. You can based on being in simulation only, you should really loosen up when it comes to learning this is really important, learning order entry, the concept of entries, exits, and stops, and your application of that. And then you start to narrow it down. Saul had mentioned today that he has a certain way of entering a trade and a certain way of exiting a trade based on the action of price and utilizing his levels as a guide. And I think that's important for you to know that. Having better levels equal better trades, but you have to know how to execute based on those levels. That's right. The one-on-one coaching is done in a private Zoom room between you and your trade along coach. After those sessions, you come back in here on a daily basis, you exercise your newfound trading skill, and you interact with your trade along coach as you're applying your newfound trading skill. That is a real opportunity for those that are looking to get better at their trade and also want answers to questions like, hey, I just put that trade on and this has happened. And your trade along coach is trading also. So they are interacting in and around the coaching levels, which we gave out earlier. I mean, we have a pivot at 52.51. If you're trading around 52.51 and something goes well, or you have a question about how you entered the trade price, where you placed your stop price, what your exit strategy was, price, generally it's a 2-point plus pickup. You're defending at 2 points. And your entries, exits, and stops are entered into at areas to help you get the most out of your trade and not get stopped out as often. Now, who do you ask that question to? I can tell you who you ask the question to. In this case, you ask your question to Saul, your trade along coach. Now, he's either watching that level or has traded around that level. He has either put a trade on and took it off or didn't take a trade, but he can give you an explanation based on what was happening at that time because he was paying attention. The concept of, price action. And now you're getting a real answer to a question based on a trade, whether it was in simulation or in real time. And as your coach, he can help you adjust and tweak you based on that particular trading activity, that trade. That's the beauty of having somebody who has the kind of experience to get to know you, right? Get to know what you're doing, help you develop the plan, and then give you guidance when it comes to the art of trading. Not guidance of the trade, the guidance of you learning the nuances of the trade vis-a-vis the action of price in the S&P 500 E-mini and how that relates to your skill set, applying that skill set during the trade. Yeah, it's interesting. The levels are really a guide to the day and a frame, but it's also the concept of, where are you going to do your price action trades? And are these levels going to give you A, an advantage over other traders, and B, areas that the market's going to look to make change? And you can capitalize on that change because you're ahead of the game, because you have it, right? Ahead of time. And you can chart and map out your levels on your trading platform in your order entry so that you're prepared. Now, the levels are we call them zones, right? Levels and zones. I think you'll quickly pick up that depending on the action of price, the day that you're involved in, momentum and follow through, that generally these levels are pretty darn good. But you have to become aware of that. You have to decide for yourself. In other words, you're the one that has learned to fish. You've got to own it, and you've got to be able to adapt to the current market conditions. What the market is giving you based on that day's trade, how the market is behaving. You know, how did the market move in and around the pivot, the first level? As it's coming into support or resistance, how it's behaving at the first level. These are things that you have to pick up on. You know, confidence building is key. Confidence rebuilding. Let's say you start to get good at this, and then you have a few bumps. Who are you going to talk to? Well, in this case, you have the opportunity to talk to your trade along coach, and they can help you as you're adapting to a particular market environment. How is the market behaving as far as momentum and follow through? I mean, that is key. How is this day working out based on the levels, the action of price, volatility? There's some days you should sit on your hands. There are other days where you should work your trades. You know, we've had instances where somebody gets pretty good at this from a price action trading point of view. Then they get a little cocky and they end up doing, you know, getting a little bit full of themselves. And then they start to get a little wild. And it's very good to have somebody who knows you, knows what you've been doing, how you've been doing it, and to be able to bring it back down to earth so you can get back into the concept of trading. You know, the key here is how do you keep the skill set of being consistently profitable? And I think that's really important for individuals out there that are good traders. And the concept is, are Sol's levels good levels? And the concept of better levels equal better trades. And individuals come in just to subscribe to the service to receive Sol's levels on a daily basis. He sets them right up against the cash open. They'll take those levels when he gives them out an audio, and they're written down in the chat, you know, reposted in the chat, and they'll work the market in and around those levels based on their skill set. For those that don't have a skill set, the skill set that Sol uses and is teachable by him and learnable by you is price action trading. We have platforms for you to get set up with. We have the ability for you to get yourself set up to trade somebody else's capital or earn the opportunity to trade somebody else's capital. And we do that on a opportunistic basis through our affiliates. So we're the trade technique, the trade action training facility. Having somebody like Sol, 25-year veteran trader, take you under his wing and teach you the art of trading, and then support you as you're applying your newfound trading skills with the goal to develop consistent profitability as you become a independent contractor, an entrepreneur for yourself, in the trading business, the trading business, or the day trading business, scalping, price action scalping opportunity? Yeah, that's a good question. For those that are looking to earn a funded trading account, definitely stop into eminitradealong.com. Ask after the morning session. Make sure that you take a hard look at our services. It's for individuals that are, based on our setup, is that we are interested in helping traders. And we're also interested in making sure that you're signed up as a subscriber, going from guest to subscriber in our service. So if you like what we're doing, let us know, by signing up. So they have the ability for you to get set up with your own charts, your own order entry, set yourself up as an independent contractor on your You know, your computer, whether it's a laptop or a regular computer. Yeah, that's right. You see in the background of one of the pics, you know, in Zoom. So Trading Pits in Chicago, and that's Saul's a picture of Saul that was taken on the floor. Yeah, no, he's been around for a while. He's been he developed a trading style for himself. It's a price action trading style. He learned many moons ago, in his belief, the market sets key areas that it likes to revisit and make market change. And he was able to remember those over a period of time. So as the market ebbed and flowed into those areas, he could make hay out of it. And he has now, he was in the bond pit. Couldn't shoehorn another person into that crazy bond pit. There were so many people, you know, vying to get in there. He survived and excelled, in my opinion, up against the best traders in the world. And he has transferred that skill set into scalping the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract. Now, he's done that for a reason. He believes that the S&P 500 E-mini is a great instrument to trade both from the long side, to the upside, and the downside, and that he can set key levels, or Saul's levels, and then look to utilize those levels based on his intraday or day trading or scalping trade. Look to pick up 2 points plus on his trades. Defend generally at 2 points. That's the opening gambit, if you will. And then adjust and tweak based on the action of price as the morning session unfolds. When individuals come into our service, into the Zoom portion, I do send out or look to send out our introductory message that gives a brief overview of what it is we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it. I also post in the general chat in Zoom the discounted link for our service that starts out with Honor Your Host, which is your trade along coach. One of the things that Zoom doesn't give us the opportunity to do is to post something. And then as people come in and out to see that post, unless missing something. Yeah, they update it all the time, but I haven't figured out how to do it. So I'm posting this out to everybody. But if somebody pops in, they're part of the new instead of the everybody. But I do post it in there. Now you'll see the market ebbs and flows, right? That's what we're looking at. Yeah, as a entrepreneur, independent contractor, I don't think there's anything better than being able to chart your own course when it comes to trading. I mean, really, the only thing you need is a decent computer, decent internet connection, a trading platform that comes, and actually there are a number of trading platforms out there. There's a number of commission structures. Some trading platforms are built for speed trading, if you will. Others are a little bit more relaxed, and they're for individuals that are doing online investing and that type of thing. There's a number of them that we like, and we can discuss that when you pop in. It really becomes a personal choice for you as you get better at this. We are, I don't know what the word is. We don't have any skin in the game when it comes to platforms. If you choose somebody that we have an affiliate relationship with, we get a little change, and we appreciate that. Same thing with the concept of trading somebody else's capital. We have an affiliate relationship based on that opportunity. What's interesting for us is that our focus really is on the concept of teaching the art of trading, the S&P 500 E-mini, based on a price action trading methodology. The concept of entries, exits, and stops for a short period of time, looking to pick up 2 points plus, focused on a series of pre-mapped out levels and zones that are adjusted and tweaked based on the price movement, the action of price of the actual instrument, or the price change in the index, both on the upside and the downside. And I think it's important for individuals to take note of the risks associated. And I don't know, from a risk concept, anything, in my opinion, has risk associated with it. Starting a business, there's all sorts of stats that you can look up to see what the percentages of businesses that survive, franchises, whatever business that you go into, there's an element of risk associated with that business. Trading is no different, in my opinion. If you're bad at it, you're going to lose all your money. If you're bad at it, nobody's going to give you an opportunity to trade their capital. How do you get good at it? Got to practice trade. Practice trade in simulation, which means your money is not up. You're trading against real-time data. You're learning the poem. You're picking it up as a second nature. It's like the difference between being a poker player and a professional poker player. Playing poker is pretty darn easy. Winning at poker is another thing. There is a skill set that needs to be learned and picked up and applied. And what's actually pretty good about trading is that when you have your trading platform, it's yours. When you have your setup, it's your account. You are operating that account. You are operating it based on however you operate it. And you are seeing the results. Now, there's no question that there is an element that happens when you go to real-time trading. And you should talk to your trade-along coach about that. Have that kind of dialogue and relationship. I think that's one of the interesting things about setting yourself up to trade is that you're in control. And before you step into the arena, you can see if you're any good or not. If you have the discipline, have you exercised the discipline? Have you learned the poem as you are applying it? Do you have somebody to lean on to help you adjust and tweak other than the individual in the mirror, yourself? Who's going to keep you accountable to the discipline? And if it's not yourself, who is it going to be? And if you went to find somebody, who would you pick? In golf, they have individuals that can help tune up your golf game so that you can be better at golf. Or if you're really serious, get onto the pro circuit. But you need to have some talent. You need to have a skill set. You need to have practiced. They say perfect practice is the way to go, or the only way to go. And then to have somebody tweak and adjust you based on that action. And that's what we look to supply based on this service. But it really comes down to you as an individual. And how seriously you take your opportunity. All right, so it's 12 noon. I'm going to step away. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to pop into Zoom, zoomtradealong.com, zoomtradealong.com. If you like what we're doing here, tell your friends. So we start this service, we open up at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We help individuals get set up so that they have their trading platform ready to go. We can turn you on to a platform that you can set up on your own computer, receive real-time data, becomes your own account. You track your P&L. You put trades on and take them off. We give you our coaching levels so that you can load them into your computer, into your trading platform. Those are the areas of interest for the morning session. You learn how to trade in and around those levels, entries, exits, and stops. Price action trading is the methodology, which is teachable by us, learnable by you. Focus, focus, focus based on simulated trading until you get good enough before you stretch out, risk your capital. If you're interested in a funded trading account, ask. Join us live in Zoom, zoomtradealong.com, zoomtradealong.com. If you're having any trouble logging in, let us know in chat. When you pop in, let us know if you're a new or experienced trader. If you're an experienced trader, I think you'll pick up pretty quickly that Saul's coaching levels, he's utilizing those coaching levels in his own trading as a trading advantage over other traders. You can look to do the same. I think that's important for you to know that Saul is scalping the market, your trade along coach. He's actively scalping in and around his coaching levels. He's adjusting and tweaking his levels vis-a-vis the action of price and price movement during the session. He is in audio session. He is in video session with his charts. He's interacting both publicly and privately with his individuals that are signed up for the service as subscribers. This is a guest to subscriber model. It's nominally priced, especially versus your potential. Like where do you, how much does it cost to start a business? I don't know. Depending on the business that you're choosing, but think about it. You know, having a 25-year veteran trader work the morning session with you is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Now you'll see a series of 3 charts in a separate chart window, 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. Saul likes the 30-year bond chart. There are times when those trades in the bond vis-a-vis the action and price in the S&P 500 E-mini correlate, and he'll use that correlation to his advantage, and he can teach you how to do that. You also find that there are other times when the S&P 500 E-mini correlates to other instruments, and we look to take that into consideration also. From a trading concept or perspective, we look to be out of the market, flat during economic releases. You quickly pick up based on the conversation, interaction amongst the participants that are in our service, that people are aware or should be aware of impending announcements from the Fed or other government entities. Some are scheduled, some are predefined based on the schedule. You may have Fed governors speaking. There are things that will move a market, some expected, some unexpected. That's why we make sure that we have our stops placed so that any impact, the best shot to reduce the impact. The idea of discipline off a roadmap price action trading strategy, key levels mapped out for you as you get into this, a price, a series of prices. Now I'm going to scroll back in our chat and I'm going to read out the prices that we started the morning with. This is part of the concept of trader discipline and the concept of having a format so that you're not flailing in the morning looking for where to get in, where to get out, what areas to look at, what areas not to look at. These are levels and zones, so treat them accordingly. You're not sure what that means? Ask. If you need a one-on-one coaching session, ask. So today's coaching levels, given right around the cash open, like right now it is 12:08 p.m. on April 2nd, 2024. Everything we do is for educational purposes only, not taking as direct trading or investment advice. We set the table today for the morning session by setting a pivot at 52.51. 52.51. On the upside, we had resistance at 62, 73, 82, 89, and 96. On the downside, we had support at 44, 34, 25, 16, 09, 52 even, and 89. So think about that for a second. You're coming in, you've got your trading platform, your real-time data, you've got your order entry, you're able to load things into your order entry. You would load those into your order entry. And you would pay attention to the action of the S&P 500 E-mini index price movement vis-a-vis these levels. And you'll start to pick up on the action of price as it relates to those levels. You'll hear your trade along coach talking about interacting in and around those levels. The levels will be valid. They'll be not valid based on the action of price, or not valid anymore based on the action of price. That's the discipline and art form of the trade. And you can do the same. And I'll reiterate it again, do it in simulation until you get really good at it. Ask, interact. You'll pick up on it very quickly based on the interaction between you and the trade along coach, and the interaction based on time frames, the morning session, times to be out of the market, economic releases, the ebbs and flows of the market, how it relates to picking up profit, defending stops, your entries, exits, and price action. And we go from there every trading day. eminitradealong.com. eminitradealong.com is the registration for our Zoom room. That's our home base. It's a registration for Zoom. Very tight group of individuals that are part of our service. You could certainly join. Come in as a guest. Yeah, we work the market between 9 a.m. We open up a little bit before because we've got individuals that are setting up their platform. They're tying themselves into the morning session. They're signing up for our service. It all pops in pretty close to the cash open, gives out the key levels and zones, the coaching levels. Work the market until 11 a.m. Eastern time. Then we're done for the day. All right, so I'm going to be stepping out. Leave this open for a little bit. If anybody wants to join us, pop in, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.